I'm here with Anastacia Tomson, a medical doctor, 29 years old, a transgender woman who's also an author, and I'm here to hear her story. Anastacia, welcome. Tell us a little bit about this transition and explain to us what this means.
All right, well, to put it in the most simple terms that I can, when I was born, I was assigned male at birth. And that was a decision that was made by the doctors that delivered me based on my primary sexual characteristics, my external genitalia. And those anatomical features are in conflict with my sense of self and my gender identity.
And that conflict stems from a condition called gender dysphoria, where people feel strongly that they are not the gender they physically appear to be.
There wasn't a light bulb moment where I knew with blinding certainty once and for all that I had to transition. It was basically that I woke up one day and I realized I have known this for a long time. If I don't do something, this discomfort is getting worse. This dysphoria is mounting. I cannot keep living like this. And if I want to survive, I have to take steps to transition.
After having come out to her family and friends, Anastacia discovered that disclosing her true identity at work, where she was a doctor, would be an altogether different proposition.
The workplace was really the one final bastion where I still needed to put on that persona and that disguise and cover myself up. And like I said, I had disclosed to my employer, but because of the nature of the practice and the demographic of patients, he was very concerned for my well-being, that it might not be safe for me to transition at work.
She says she won't let go of medicine and wants to return to work, and that some of her former patients have reached out to her, with many saying they miss her.
I can't take the liberty of speaking on their behalf. What I can say is a lot of my former patients have been getting in touch and just saying, we miss you, when are you opening rooms, we still want to be treated by you, that kind of thing.
While Anastacia fully identifies as a woman, she concedes there is great variety in the way those in the transgender community see themselves.
I identify completely, utterly 100% as female. There are certain people who have an identity that varies, swinging from one side to the other of the spectrum. Male, female, somewhere in between, maybe something completely independent of either of those, something outside of that binary.
But as a member of a conservative Jewish community, some are still taken aback when she discloses her identity. The last time she went to shul was when she still presented as a man. The idea of organized religion is something she still grapples with, but ultimately she feels she was created this way for a reason.
When I disclose to someone, it's like dropping a bomb on them. You know, they're completely unprepared for this. I'd say that the reactions vary from a lot of shock. People just sometimes shut down and they don't understand, and they've got a lot of confusion. They just don't get it. Some people are very hostile. They almost see it as a threat. Some people just give you that outpouring of love and support, and they say, well, you know what, it's really not a big deal. You know, it's more important to me that you can be comfortable with who you are, and it helps them to get over some of their prejudices.
Anastacia acknowledges the transgender community is a very marginalized group in South Africa, with many subjected to corrective rape and horrendous forms of discrimination. And while aware of the potential danger, she feels safe presenting as a woman.
I can go into the bathroom at Sandton City and no one will give me a second glance. I fit in there. And that's because I do have physical features that really are conducive to a female presentation. You know, I'm slight, I'm delicate, I've got tiny hands and small wrists and high cheekbones and all of that. And that's just my genetic good fortune.
On the issue of love, she admits that dating can now be quite tricky.
Dating when you're transgender is really difficult because from my point of view, it's very straightforward. I'm a woman, and if you're a man and you're interested in me, it doesn't make you any less straight. If you're a woman and you're interested in me, it doesn't make you any less gay. But people find things about me that threaten their own sexuality and their own gender identity. And there's always an issue of disclosure. I mean, you might be chatting with someone on an online dating platform and you say, well, listen, I'm transgender, and you never hear from them again, just because it's that difficult for them to come to terms with. So it is a little bit of an issue, and it's really a challenge.
Anastacia is writing a book about her life and her experience transitioning from being a man to a woman. The intimate account will contain many personal revelations that she hopes will resonate with those going through similar experiences. Gia Nicolaides, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.